This is the entrance of our main temple at Chenkottukonam, established on an area of 14 cents representing the 14 worlds of all creation. It was started by Brahmashri Nilkantha Gurupada in 1925. For the next 40 years till his Mahasamadhi, he practiced intense penance in these 14 cents of land without going outside. Within the temple there are 3 shrines. This shrine is Gurupada's Samadhi, his body being entombed over here. This is the Shakti Ganpati shrine that was installed by Swamiji himself. This is the Ram Sita Anjaneya shrine. Every day from morning till night, devotees gather here and do the Sri Lalita Sahasranam Archana. The Adhyatma Ramayana is the basis of our ashram, being the book that was chanted by Gurupada. Started in 1925, the entire book is read the whole day once compulsorily, and if there is Abhisheka at the next day morning at 3 a.m., then the Ramayana reading goes on right until the Abhisheka time. During Ram Navami, it is read continuously 24 hours a day. This uninterrupted puja and tradition has continued for the last 80 years without a single day's interruption. What we just saw was the meditation hall which had been sanctified by the Samadhi of 2 brothers 1000 years ago. This before us is the Ashram Office.
Say that Manorama has formed a cell against you and they have...
This is the western view
Yes.
of the Jyoti Temple of Luminance.
Yes.
That has been completely designed, that is the architectural design has been done completely by Swamiji, even though he had no architectural experience before. It represents Mount Meru as well as the individual and cosmic systems of body. It has 7 levels corresponding to the 7 chakras of the body and the 7 lokas of the world. And inside there is a spiral pathway which shall be shown later, that represents the Kundalini rising up right from the first floor till the top of the 108-foot structure. This surrounding circular corridor can verily be a corridor of echoes. As you can see, there are no walls in this corridor, but any sound produced here creates a powerful echo. And especially when chanting is done by devotees seated in this corridor, the effect of the vibrations is very powerful due to this echo effect. This is the model of one of the 360 coverings made up of Panch Loha that will be used to cover this Mount Meru Temple of Luminance from the outside. This is another model of the covering. The temple is surrounded by a shallow moat with fountain arrangements on all sides. This moat will be filled with ankle deep water so that devotees who walk through it will not have to wash their feet, as it will be washed by the water in the moat itself. Since within the temple there's an arrangement for 501 lamps brought from all the different traditional pilgrimage centers of India. These fountains, which will be running 24 hours, will also act as a cooling arrangement for the temple. This is the southern view of the Jyoti Temple. The eastern entrance coming from the main road through the covered walkway into the corridor of echoes, and then through the moat to the temple compound. The temple itself has a first floor and a ground floor, the first floor extending right up till the top. The ground floor will be converted into a meditation room with soundproofing on all sides, with a life-size photograph of Brahmashri Neelkant Gurupada. The western panorama of the temple is covered by a blanket of greenery and trees. Over here is the Neelkant Gurupada Tirth, which is the tank where Brahmashri Neelkant Gurupada used to take his daily bath. It has now been walled up by Swamiji, and the entire ashram water supply is still pumped from this well. On the northern side, on the southern side of the Jyoti Temple is this Naga Temple that has been built by Swamiji in the natural Chitrakoot surroundings. Behind the Naga Temple is a large space that is being reserved for building of an auditorium where regular plays to teach the different concepts and teachings of the Ramayana will be held. At this spot next to the Gurupada Tirth, Swamiji intends to erect the statue of Saint Agastya, who will be surrounded by a small garden of medicinal herbs. Daily Abhisheka of Agastya Muni will be done with the kashayam prepared from these herbs, and that will then be distributed free as medicine. On this side, Swamiji further intends to erect a number of statues to commemorate the different writers of the Ramayana, starting from Valmiki, then Vyasa, then Erutachan, Tulsidas and Kamban. On the northern side of the Jyoti Temple is the Sri Neelkant Vidyapidam that has classes up to class 12 in commerce, and next to it is built this brand new 40 lakh liter capacity tank in order to further projects of rainwater harvesting. This is the eastern entrance to the temple from the main road. The temple compound has two large Homa kundas which were used during the Sahasrakoti Archana. Swamiji wishes to further decorate this compound with bonsai trees and a carpet of Mexican grass. Around the entire corridor of echoes will run a fence which will be covered with overhanging plants of jasmine, the flowers of which may be used in the daily puja. Seen straight in from the main entrance, we see the Dharma Dhwaja, and further on we can see right into the meditation room of the temple. On the right side, Swamiji intends to erect the statue of Hanumanji, which will be directly opposite the statue of Veerbhadra on the exactly opposite side of the temple, for it is Hanumanji's power that subdued the fury of Veerbhadra, both being incarnations of Shiva. The car entrance will be from the gateway that will run on the outer side of this wall and enter through this cemented pathway over here, and here there will be a statue of Saraswati Ji opposite the Homa Kunda. We are now on our way to the Madoka Temple, which is a Shiv temple about 2 kilometers away from the ashram. This region where we see plantation of coconut trees and further on there will be a big plantation of rubber trees was originally a dense jungle that could not be accessed by normal human beings, but it was the sanctuary of meditation for many great rishis. Guest house of our ashram. This was originally the printing building of Punya Bhumi. The guest house buildings are on this side. The adjacent mess hall and kitchen. These are the further extensions of our guest house buildings. This is our mess hall. With kitchen on this side attached. And wash basin facilities. This is the floor above the mess hall, which is used generally for functions and gatherings. Entrances. This is the view of the residential quarters of some permanently residing devotees. The shut-cone building of our guest house, which further extends on in that direction, and our printing press building. A small flower garden with ponds and tulsi plants in the guest house compound. Two of our vehicles. Lakshmi.
In the world, very more scenery. Sometimes go to that stage, we not return to that.
Entrance to one more temple that is attached to the ashram, in the sense that the pratishtha of the idol was done here by Swamiji.
Different this. And then
Next to the temple, we have some more land and a pond from where water used to be pumped at the time construction work was going on. Pond and pump house. The land surrounding this pond is a place where many wild herbs are growing at present, but Swamiji has an intention of converting it into a well-organized herbal garden to support our Manishi Herbal Research Foundation. This is a Devi Temple Swamiji is building at Changanasheri. Shri Parapkattu Mahadevi Temple, Santipuram, Changanasheri. This is the eastern side of the temple where the main entrance will be. This is the front view.
That is the eastern Gopuram. Oh, sorry, western Gopuram. Top one. This is Amman Temple.
The one right in front.
Ah.
Okay.
And 5 more temples here. Anjaneya, Rama, Pilayar, Shiva, and Lord Ayyappa.
Okay. They will come surrounding the
At that left side and right side of Amman. Mamunda. Shantipuram. Mamunda, Shantipuram. And total 10 crores projects, including a marriage hall, and a spiritual class hall, auditorium hall, two guest houses, one for the temple employees and pujais, and one for the public guest house and dormitory, and a temple tank to take bath and sessions. Including the Kumbha, the height of this will be 101 feet.
This the main Gopuram,
Yeah,
the eastern.
yeah.
The western Gopuram.
That will be, it is according to the Amaga proportionally.
Okay.
Amaga proportionally.
Small Gopurams will also come
On south
At-
and north entrance.
at the south and north entrances. This is the main eastern Gopuram seen from inside the temple at the steps of the Amman shrine. This is the view of the temple from the western side. The western Gopuram in front with the wings on north and south. And the eastern Gopuram is seen from the western side. This is the view of the temple as seen from the northern side, from where we entered. Pattupuraikal Bhagavati Kshetra. This is one of our temples in Kalur, Kochi. Devi Sahayam. The Sanctum Sanctorum. Temple for Lord Ayappa. This is the shrine of Lord Ganpati. Vigneswara. Sri Hari Jyoti Shalaya. This is the Shiva Temple at Ilapalli.
എന്താണ് ഇവിടെ വന്ന് കയറുന്നത് അങ്ങനെ സന്ധിക്കും പത്രമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞത് എല്ലാ പേരും നേരത്തെ അവിടെ ഇറങ്ങാൻ എന്താ
This is our 3-story Punyabhumi office at Pattanamthitta. These are the different office rooms. Our puja room. Main entrance seen from the inner side, shuttered right now. Bathroom and washroom facilities with running water supply. We're now going upstairs to the upper two floors. This is a lift shaft for fitting an elevator later on. Now we're going to the second floor. A living room for Swamiji whenever he comes to stay here. Here, Brahmashri Gurupada's photograph as well as Lord Ganpati. Statue will come right on top of the building.
1 acre. 1 acre. The backside, so many places. Make an auditorium. The road is the boundary. The girl walking.
Boundary.
Goes like that. Up to that. Thatcher building.
Building that way, right?
And I'm going to
Over.
I plan to make an auditorium there.
This building, which we can see here, will be made the generator room for this Punya Bhumi office. 40 cents of land in Ernakulam.
40 cents.
This is the Punya Bhumi building in Thrissur. Somebody's headlight is coming from that. The elevation is coming dimly. It may not come in the video.
Then let's see.
The
That
Punya,
light, no?
yeah. This building has a web offset printing machine of its own inside. Which was used in printing the Punya Bhumi newspapers.